welcome back to Talk Horror to Me, and for this video I'm going to do some horror movie recommendations that are on Max and on Tubi. I did one previously over Netflix and Hulu. You definitely should check that one out as well, but it's always interesting. I love when I'm not sure what horror movies to watch. I love when someone makes a video over it so I can have some recommendations. But yeah, so the first one we're going to go over is the horror movies that I recommend on Max, formerly HBO Max, but Max, and the first one is called The Strangers, and this movie is one of my favorites horror movies. I like it a lot. I haven't seen the other movies in that one, like the Strangers Pray at Night or the Strangers Chapter 1, I believe it's called, the newer one. I think even if I do watch them, I still think that I like this one first. But anyway, it follows a couple who kind of rocky right now in a relationship, and they stay at this cabin, and they are basically haunted, and not haunted, but stalked by these crazy people in masks. And it's definitely a crazy home invasion kind of movie. Every part throughout that, I was getting like the unsettling feeling like I'm getting watched, and it's terrifying, especially the end, and the masks that they use are so creepy. And I do like the main characters in it. I know Liv Tyler, and I'm not sure what the other guy's name is, but definitely a good film that you should watch. Again, it's called The Strangers. And on to the next movie. Okay, and this one is called The Visit. It is a found footage film, and it follows these two kids who are going to their grandparents' house because their mom, I believe, is going on vacation. So she sent them to the grandparents' house just so she has someone to watch them. And throughout the film, you're wondering, these grandparents are kind of creepy, and it makes me think, have the kids never seen the grandparents before? I don't remember, but when I was watching it, it was just so unsettling. And then the twist is even crazier to me, in my opinion, but it is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and you know him with twists. Definitely wild, especially if you've seen it. But it's called It Comes at Night, or not It Comes at Night, sorry. It is called The Visit. The next movie I'm going to be talking about is called It Comes at Night, and this is another one I think that many people don't talk about. And it basically follows these two families that come together, and during an apocalypse kind of thing, like a post-apocalyptic kind of world, and you don't know who you can trust throughout the film, so you're thinking, oh, this family's, I can trust, or this family I can, and it's definitely a slow burn, I feel like, but I definitely think you should watch it. It is called It Comes at Night. But yeah, and then the next one is called Sinister, and this one is starring Ethan Hawke, and it follows him, and I believe he writes crime novels, and they just moved into this new house, and he finds these tapes where all of the families end up killing themselves, or it looks like they're killing themselves or dead, and it is definitely creepy, but I do recommend it as well because I do think it's better than the second one. The second one I wasn't really a big fan of, but I think the first Sinister is such a great horror film. I think most people would agree with it. But yes, and then the last one on the Max is Evil Dead, and this is not the original Evil Dead. This is the Evil Dead that came out in 2013, and it stars these group of friends, and they go to like this cabin in the woods, and this guy brings his sister along, and I believe he takes her there so she can get better, because I think she was on drugs or something like that, and he wants her to use this time to heal and not be on drugs anymore. And crazy things happen. If you know Evil Dead, you know it's wild. But it doesn't really have the comedic, it doesn't have the comedic kind of thing like the Evil Dead 2 had, which I like Evil Dead 2, but I love the dark, creepy side of this one. You definitely should check this one out. I definitely liked it a lot, and my boyfriend's a huge fan of Evil Dead, and when I showed him this one, he liked this one as well. But yes, this one, Evil Dead, and that is the last one on the Max app. The next one I'm going to do is Tubi, and this one is free, so you can watch it. There is ads on it, but it's not super bad. The first one is Terrifier, and creepy film. Let's just hit that right now. But anyway, it follows a girl and her friend, and it's Halloween, and they just decide to stop at this diner, and they end up seeing the clown there, but they're not thinking that he's like a killer or anything bad, because you know it's Halloween, so they're, oh, he's just dressing up. And they end up driving, and one of the girls has to use the bathroom, so she finds this abandoned, I don't know if it's a school or abandoned building somewhere, and she goes in there, and that is where kind of the clown takes over, and he is terrifying. The movie is, the kills are just wild and crazy. If you've seen Terrifier, you know what I'm talking about, that one kill. So creepy, and they even stepped it up in Terrifier 2. I don't know how they're going to step it up in Terrifier 3, but let's just say creepy, unsettling. But it is called Terrifier, and this next one is called The Invitation, and this one is The Invitation that came out in 2015, and it follows this guy and his girlfriend, and they are going, they get an invitation to go to like this dinner at his I don't know if it's ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, it might be ex-wife's house. And they're thinking it's a normal invitation until they get there and realize things are not what they seem, and they're like, it's not just a dinner, it seems really culty, and it's very uncomfortable the whole time. It's not super crazy, like slasher horror, but it's just unsettling, really disturbing, and it's called The Invitation. The next one is called Hell House, which is a found footage horror film, and it follows this group of people who, it's called Hell House, and they put on these haunted houses for people, and they end up finding this one at the Abaddon Hotel, which is a hotel that used to be around, and it closed down, and so they, throughout the whole film, it is found footage, you kind of see them, you know, getting the house that they're using, staying there, creepy stuff happens, and then you kind of, throughout the whole film, you kind of see interviews of what happened opening night and crazy stuff. Definitely a good one in the, I think there's 2 in this trilogy, and then they made another one. This is definitely the best one. You definitely should check this one out. The next one is The Taking of Deborah Logan, which is another found footage film that is so great. Follows this film crew as they are filming this lady's mother who has Alzheimer's, and she's just taking her day by day, how, you know, the mom is, and it starts getting creepier and creepier, and you're wondering, it may not be the Alzheimer's, something else might be going on entirely. Definitely a good one. That one is called The Taking of Deborah Logan. The next one is called They Look Like People, which is so unsettling in my opinion. When I first was watching it, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I knew I had to watch it because I knew that most people were talking about it. Let me pull up the plot real quick. Right. Okay, so this basically follows a guy who kind of hears and sees crazy things, and he's like thinking everyone in the world around him is out to get him, and just the smiles and creepiness on other people's face is wild. So throughout the whole film, you're wondering, are people really out to get him, or is this all made up in his mind? And it's a pretty short film, but I think it's a pretty good one that you definitely should watch. Like I said, you're gonna get the unsettling feeling as well. Like I said, it's called They Look Like People, and the ones I just mentioned are on Tubi, and the ones earlier are on Max. But comment down below what your favorites movie or horror movie on Max and Tubi are, because I'd like to know. Any recommendation is good for me, because I like to know what other films people like. But yeah, that is going to be it. I will definitely do more videos over other horror films on other streaming services. And if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments down below. But that's going to be it.